Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm just down at the end of Little Green Lane, perched rather precariously on a rather wonky stile, with my hair escaping from down the back of my neck. Hey ho. I want to talk a little bit about growing old versus growing up. For many, it's synonymous that as they add candles onto their cake, or maybe adding candles onto the cake was long forgotten. Nobody bothers with a cake for them, but that's another story. That aging happens gradually. They grow up as they grow old. They become sensible as they grow old. But what's being sensible? And for others, the two go far from hand in hand. I had a conversation with my doctor that rather surprised me, that she made assumptions and I didn't correct her, but she was telling me all of the things that I am not supposed to be doing. And she said, well, no lifting, no carrying weights, no. She says, but you wouldn't do that anyway at your age. And I didn't like to say, actually, yeah, I shuffled all of my statues, which are heavy, both into their winter shelter and out again in spring. Chopped wood. So I just smiled sweetly and thought, right, I'd better watch what I'm doing. But there was an assumption that because of my age, I wouldn't be doing those things. But if you always do things, then it's okay. If I'd suddenly started doing things, that would have been silly. But we have a program called Strictly Come Dancing. I think it goes throughout the world. You've got your own versions of it. And one of the professional dancers is pregnant, and she's actually beginning to show the first signs of a baby bump. And people are saying, oh, that's not right, her dancing while she's pregnant. Okay, if she'd started that for the first time, if she was one of the guests rather than one of the professional dancers, that would be a different kettle of fish. But as it's something she always does, obviously she will hopefully take care and be sensible about not being flung in the air and things like that. We shall see. But again, assumptions. If it's normal, then it's okay. But for some people, if they've had surgery and then suddenly start doing things to get fit when they weren't fit beforehand, then that can cause problems. But if you gradually build up and are sensible, then that's fine. But I don't know about you, there are people, children even, that I've known that are young before their age. And sadly, I feel that more and more these days, that with access to the internet, children are becoming more knowing, less innocent. I think a compromise would be a better state of affairs, but maybe that's just my old-fashioned point of view. When I used to do class teaching, I was always surprised at the great variety within the children about what they knew about the facts of life, about what's going on in the world. Some lived in their own little bubble and knew nothing about either, whereas others knew far too much about the former, but maybe not enough about the latter. So people can be grown up before they even begin to add more than a few candles onto their cake. And knowing older people, I mean, I have people say, I'm 18, I'm 19, and I want to be like you when I get old. And I say straight away, don't look at that. Think of how you are, what you are now. Enjoy your here and now. And yes, use people as examples, use people as points of reference. I'd like to do what they do, but that's not for a long time yet. Don't wish away your life. It's the only one you've got. So if you have to slow down, it doesn't mean you have to stop. I've had to slow down, but I've come out for an amble today. Okay, I've not been jogging, but I've not jogged for a long time. I've not been striding out because I've not been so good for a week. So I've just taken it easily, and again that word, sensibly. Gosh, I've got my sensible hat on today, have I? Maybe that's why I put this hat on. But it's each to their own. And when I look back to my parents, when they were in their 60s, they looked older because of the clothes that they wore, but they could still have a good laugh, have a good chuckle, even though they were virtually teetotal and their socializing was seeing friends. But they still enjoyed life and enjoyed their time together. It's when one partner dies or one partner disappears, that's the testing time. How do you then prevent yourself growing up if you've got to do things that you've never done before? If your partner used to do all of the gardening, all of the DIY, and you're suddenly having to cope with it, you either get somebody in or you get on with it and learn it. The same if your partner did all of the cooking and the housework. Life can be a steep learning curve. And the day we stop learning is not a good one. We're always learning. So carry on learning. Carry on learning about yourself and how you are coping with adding on the years, adding on the wrinkles and the grey hairs. Do you accept it gracefully, or like others do go in for plastic surgery and hair dyes and everything? It's a personal choice. On that note, this personal person is going to say, thank you for joining me. Take care, no matter how old you are, no matter how grown up you are. We've all got that inner child in us, so let them out as well. Never forget them. It's a good way to be able to enjoy life if you're on your own. I shall be walking back, kicking at the acorns, looking for other little things that bring contentment. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.